Hi everybody, it's Kate Kaltoff and welcome to our second video today to kick off the Celebration Catalog and the 2021 January through June mini catalog. It's a great day. I hope you're having fun too. Welcome! Oh good, we have a lot of watchers already. A lot of you joined me this morning to see the kit to go that I'm doing with the Friends Are Like Seashells bundle, along with the really fabulous 3D embossing folder that goes with that, and the beautiful pearlescent paper and the gorgeous designer series paper and the beautiful embellishments. If you'd like to learn more, I have two kits. One is a basic kit and one is a deluxe kit, and you can find out all the information at my blog, which is www.stampingtoshare.com. And that's what I love to do, is stamp and share with you. So welcome back for those of you that are joining me a second time, and welcome to all of you that are seeing me for the first time today. It's great to be here. Oh, and you're sharing already. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Did you know that when you share a Facebook Live with a friend or a group of people who enjoy crafting, it's almost like you're bringing them to a workshop or to a class, and they get to watch the demonstrator, moi, put together a card, and maybe they'll learn a few tips along with you. So it's lots of fun. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all of the sharing that you do. It makes me feel good about sharing when I know that you're sharing too. So thank you, thank you. And I would be remiss if I did not tell you and share with you the information that Stampin' Up! Has offered to new demonstrators joining in January. So through actually January and February. So during the celebration period, the starter kit, the price stays the same at $99, but you still get the free shipping. But instead of getting a mere $125 in Stampin' Up! Products of your choice, which is an incredible deal year-round, of course. I have many demonstrators on my team who joined under that incredible deal. But during Stampin' Up's celebration, Stampin' Up! Does something super special. They offer a starter kit with a lot more product in it. So I have all of the samples of the designer series paper for you to see up close and personal, as part of the new stuff that Stampin' Up! Is giving to new demonstrators. So customers can't even get it, but demonstrators joining in January and February can get it. And it is 5 6x6 paper packs. I know, crazy, right? And then in addition to that, you would also get a paper pumpkin kit that you can redeem at your leisure. And then it's just loads of fun. I know you're gonna love it. It's about $196.50 of free stuff during celebration just for you. And you know what? Most of my team are not like me. They are not business-minded demonstrators. I definitely have people on my team who are, but most are hobby demonstrators. So what's the difference? If you've been thinking about this, what's the difference between a hobby demonstrator and a business-minded demonstrator? Well, if you are kind of business-minded, you might be doing Facebook Lives and actively reaching out to people to let them know that you sell Stampin' Up! That's not for everybody, trust me. I didn't even go into Stampin' Up! With that mindset. I just wanted to stamp and get my stuff at cost. Ding, 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 ding. That is the reason most people join Stampin' Up! They want the discount. And I'm sure you do too. And it adds up to a lot. It's like 20% off of every product order. Just think if I gave you a coupon for 20% off on every order. Well, I am when you get the starter kit with Stampin' Up! So definitely consider it during this time period. I've actually had the pleasure of talking with a couple of my customers this morning who are thinking about it. And wouldn't it be fun if we had a whole group of you joining my Creative Crafters Stamping to Share team in January and February? It would just be awesome. And then you can make the choice. You can either stay in for a while, getting your products at cost, yay, or if it's you know, not really your thing and you really enjoy being my customer, go right back to it. I'm happy. I'm happy either way, but I do want you to give it a try. I almost didn't. Where would I be today? You wouldn't even be watching me today if I hadn't done that. So I'm really glad I did. And I'm really glad you're here watching today. All right, let us move on. So I'm going to share these beautiful papers that are coming in the starter kit with you first. And then we'll go ahead and we're going to make the most gorgeous card today. Yes, we are using a stamp set that caught my eye immediately when I was going through the catalog when I first got it. Of course, as demonstrators, we get everything early and we get to pre-order early. It's so fun. So this is the stamp set called Simply Succulents, and there are some succulent dies that also come with it. So let's get started. So give me a second to get the camera switched down and then we'll get rolling here. All right, so let me show you first all of these fabulous, delicious papers that new demonstrators get to get. First of all, it's all papers from our new catalog. Not this one, the new catalog, the big one that's coming out in June. Or no, May, that's right, May. And demonstrators get to pre-order already in April, which is pretty special. But for customers, they will not be able to get this stuff until May. So new hobby demonstrators will get it right away when they sign up for the starter kit. So here they are. Here is the 2020-2022 In Color Designer Series paper. It is loads of paper. So each one of these packs is a 6x6 pack and they have 48 sheets in each pack. So here's one set. Here's another set, the Succulents 6x6 Designer Series paper. Again, just gorgeous. And I love the little beads on some of these papers. And then it kind of has a little bit of a retro, kind of a funky retro look to it. So the little squares and the little plaids, really nice. Here is the Brights set of Designer Series paper. I'm going to hold it real close to the camera so you can get an idea of what some of those patterns are like. Super nice. And the Neutral 6x6 Designer Series paper. So pretty, wouldn't you say? And then the final one in the freebie pack for new demonstrators is the Regal 6x6 Designer Series paper, and it looks like this. So fun. I can just totally see using these papers year-round. It's really quite a nice collection. And kind of an expensive set if you were going to have to order all of this on your own. So it's so fun to get it for free. All right, let me share with you what we're making today. So here we go. Here's the beautiful card. And we're going to use the ombre, the Oh So Ombre 6x6 Designer Series paper. We're going to be stamping on it directly with our image, as well as having it in the background. Then the inside I left blank, so I will give away the 2 cards that I am making today, and you can stamp whatever sentiment you want to on the inside. So you could make this a friendship card or a birthday card or whatever you want. So here are the colors we're using. We're going to use Blackberry Bliss, Granny Apple Green, Sahara Sand, Gray Granite, and Rococo Rose. Kind of fun colors. So let me show you where I drew a lot of inspiration from. I drew a lot of inspiration from the free celebration paper pack of 6x6 Designer Series paper. It's beautiful. And it has colors I never would have put together. I mean, think about it. Would you have put these colors together? We've got Blackberry Bliss, Granny Apple Green, Bermuda Bay, and this one is Rococo Rose. You know, I'm looking at this. I don't know if that's Bermuda Bay. That almost looks like it might be Coastal Cabana, but I think it's Bermuda Bay that's in that paper pack. Now I'm second guessing myself. I'll have to double check. But it is beautiful, and the ombre is on both the pattern and on the plain. So let's go ahead and start making this card. So the first thing we're going to need, of course, are the card bases. So the card base is done in Sahara sand, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So it's just basically a piece of paper folded in half and then a score line so you can get a nice crisp fold on your card. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to finish off the inside, because I like getting as much off my desk as possible, and these little scraps can get lost easily. We've got some of the Designer Series paper again. So we're using the Oso Ombre Designer Series paper, and we're using this Rococo Rose. On the other side, you've got that Bermuda Bay color. Boy, I hope that is Bermuda Bay. You know, if you're a demonstrator and you're watching, can you just double check for me? Am I losing my mind? Is it Bermuda Bay? It looks like Bermuda Bay, but then the little cheap color I have up here, it sure looks like Coastal Cabana, so I think it's Bermuda Bay. But I'm all confused now. Not unusual. All right, so here we go. We've got 2 little strips of paper for the inside. We've got 3/4 by 4 inches, so just kind of a standard little strip on the inside panel. I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal, and we're just going to put these down here at the bottom, just like that. Thank you everybody for joining me. Be sure to share. Let me know that you've shared if you do that. And I will pick 2 winners to give away these cards in a couple days. So that'll be fun. All right. Oh, Marcia just came to my rescue. Thank you, Marcia. It is Bermuda Bay. So I think I need to change that, because I think I accidentally put, that sure looks like Coastal Cabana there. So I'm going to change that out and make sure I get that Bermuda Bay tag in there. All right, so now we've got this set up. We're going to set that aside for a minute. Well, no, not very long. Actually, we're going to leave it right here. We are going to next use Blackberry Bliss. And we have this cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've taken the liberty of doing this in advance. We have the Brick and Mortar 3D embossing folder. Looks like this. I just ran them through with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Oh my gosh, you guys, FYI, today is the first day, I forget about this because demonstrators have had it so long. Today is the first day that customers can order the little mini machine, and it's so cute. And it's so little, it actually literally fit in my purse when I was going up to the cabin. So you will love it, it's great. Anyway, it fits those smaller dies. So it's not something that's gonna run through something like this. You'll need your bigger die machine for that. But I did run it through. I've got this all prepared, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and put this onto the front of my card. This time I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue. I really do use a lot of adhesive. And the reason I do is because all adhesives have different purposes. The glue works really well when you need a little wiggle room, or if, as in this case, there's some deep embossed areas, the glue will go into all those crevices and really help hold this down. So we're going to go ahead and do that for both of these panels. Just a line of glue all the way around, and that will be on there forever. It is strong stuff. So just wiggle that into place, and we'll let that sit for a bit. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do, so let me grab my panels. I took some of the Oso Ombre paper in the Granny Apple Green, and, well, I'll show you how it looks. I think it was like this. I can't remember how it was. Something like this. I cut it down into, it's 6 by 4, and then cut it in half. So I have 2 panels that are 3 by 4. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we're going to take, because we're going to use blends on this, we're going to take the Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. And then I'm going to stamp it right here. Now, when I was making up the cards, sometimes I was stamping it so that the top of my succulent bouquet was the lighter end, which looked cool. But then on other ones, I flipped it, and I like that look too. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing with this one, except I'm going to stamp it on the opposite end so that we have two little bit different looks. And then as you see, they both look gorgeous. So there we go. So that size, 3x4, pretty much perfectly fits that floral piece. That's the big showcase stopper in this set. Did I show you this set? Oh my gosh, I don't even think I did. Hold on. Here it is. It's got some great words, which I'm not using, but great words. And then it's got a little pot. It's got this gorgeous thing, which is what I'm using, and it's got a couple of other flowers. The other thing about it is if you get the bundle, you don't have to fussy cut anything because look at all this. So here's the one that I went ahead and used, and I cut these out. So I'll show you that in a second. But see how nicely that fits in there. Then there's a pot. Look at these great tags. This is a very versatile set of dies. Not only does it cut out the pot and different plants, you know, different succulents, it also has 4 really awesome label tags, label dies. I mean, perfect for the words that are included in the stamp set, but also perfect for lots of other words that you probably already have in your collection. It also comes with something that looks like this. It's a really big, this is a really big set of dies. So you can make fun backgrounds with this one. All right, so let me show you what I did, because I will not be freehanding this, and I did work this out in advance. Oh yes, here it is. So I pre-cut these, and I also pre-colored a little bit. I'll just do a teeny bit more coloring here. So I used the Granny Apple blends, and I just used the lightest one. And then what I did is I went in and I just colored this little swoop of succulents that's hanging down here. This will go over the edge of the pot. Just colored those in with a little bit of Granny Apple Green. I guess I did use 2 of them. So then I took the darker one and I just added a few little accents there. All right, so that one is done. Well, almost. Then I took the Rococo Rose blender pen, and I took the light one, and I did all of these little edges on my succulents. I'm going to hold it up close so you can see that. There's just one problem with today's card making. I borrowed my Rococo blends to my assistant, so I don't have them in the house. That was not good thinking, but you know, stuff like that happens. So I was going to try to finish this out with the Rococo Rose marker. This marker is almost 2 years old. It's a virgin. I do not believe I have ever used it. So we're gonna break through that today. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just go in, and we are just lightly going over these corners. Oh wow, look at that. It looks very similar to the light Rococo Rose blend. I mean, I honestly cannot even tell a difference. I'll hold it up so you can look, because I did pre-color this. So here we go. Oh my, I left a lot for myself to do. So this card I actually made as my top 10 card for my downline last month. And it was a labor of love because it did take a while to do all of these little edges, and I did 10 cards, but I was just, you know, listening to the radio and just relaxing, so it was pretty fun. There we go. Oh my goodness, that worked great. So if you happen to have the Rococo Rose marker, this is going to work out great. Let me hold it up so you can see. You cannot tell which one was the marker and which one was the light Stampin' blend. It's pretty good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we also need some gray granite scrap. So I've got that right here. We're going to take again the ink, which is Tuxedo Black. I'm going to stamp 2 pots. And then, as I mentioned, the pots are part of the die set, so you can cut these out. Ta-da! Cut out just like that, super fast. You didn't even see it happen, did you? That's how fast it was. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to do. Oh, I just realized what I forgot to put on my table, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe we won't need it. Okay, so let me go ahead and tell you. Now, these are some crazy measurements, but I'm going to tell you what I did here so you can see why I did it. So let me show you the original card. Skinny, skinny little border. Looks so good, doesn't it? So this is the measurements for the Granny Apple Green. That's going to make that skinny little border. It's 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. Then I picked the Rococo Rose Oso Ombre paper that you can get free with a $50 purchase from Stampin' Up. And the other side is that gorgeous Bermuda Bay. So it's 3 by 4 1/2. And that's going to fit in there with that skinny, skinny little border. So normally I'd like to use glue, but I think I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal because I'm a little worried about maybe a glue line showing. It's a pretty thin paper. I didn't experiment. It might be just fine, but we'll go ahead and use this since I have the seal right here. Okay, what I do when I use seal, or if you're still using snail, what you want to do is you don't want to just pop it down because it is going to stick where you stick it and it will not come unstick very well. So what I do is I grab each corner and I just float it right over that card stock, and I'm looking not on the long lines. I'm looking at this corner and this corner, and as long as those corners have even edges, well, provided you cut straight, everything else is going to have even edges too. So there's one done. Then we're going to go ahead and do another one here. Welcome to all of you that are just joining me. It's so great to have you here. This is my second video of the day to kick off the new catalog and celebration catalog. And I'll be doing one more today. So be sure if you can tune in at 4 o'clock Central and catch my final video of the day. So let me just hoover that over. Uh-oh, I said that word that nobody likes. It's not hoover. It's hover. But I don't say hover, I say hoover. And that's just how it is. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and we're going to make it so that the light part of the DSP is to the top and the dark part is to the bottom. Then this time I am going to use glue. And put a little glue on each of these pots. Set the pot right here at the bottom. And it needs to go pretty close to the bottom. Do you know why? Because it's a pretty big flower. And it will go, it's okay to have your flower like just spilling out over the top. In fact, that would be a really cool look. But I'm kind of trying to recreate this card, sort of like the one I originally made. So here we go. And you know what, you guys, one thing I forgot to mention. You will get a free PDF of this when you visit my blog, www.stampingtoshare.com. Within the next week, I'll have that free PDF up so you can grab it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our lovely colored succulents here, and I am going to just add some Stampin' Seal. And then we'll put that right over our pot. Whoops. Oh my goodness, this is, I just ran out. When you're not getting anything and then you flip it over and you've got that big red piece of tape, that means you're out. Luckily, I have another one here I can use. So let me go ahead and use that one. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to flip this over, and I'm just going to set this in like this. There it is. There's one, and here is the other. There we go. Okay, so notice one of the succulents has the lighter to the bottom. I think it looks great. One of them has the lighter to the top. I think it looks great. I couldn't even tell you which one I like the best. I think I love them both. So this is fun. Then I have just one small problem. I don't have my linen thread in front of me. So I'm going to leave the linen thread off, but I'm going to finish out this card. And just know that once this video is over, I will add that linen thread so that whoever wins these cards later this week, you will get a card with the bow. But right now I'm not going to put the bow on because I don't want to get up and get it, and then there's a chance it might even not be where it's supposed to be. Have you guys ever had that happen where you're pretty sure where something is, but then when you go to look for it, it's not there? Yeah. Happens quite a bit in the craft room because I get so excited when I'm working. I'll just grab something and I'll be like, wow, this looks great. And then I think, oh, and I bet you this would look awesome too. And then I run, grab that. And the next thing you know, I have kind of a pile. And then it's just a matter of, you know, does everything get back where it's supposed to? Nope, not always. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this on with dimensionals on the back. I'm going to set it on so that the right and the left, or the right and the bottom, are evenly spaced. So it's going to go more towards this side of the card because you want these beautiful brick and mortar embossing pieces to show through. Probably don't see that too much, but in real life it looks great. Then we're going to do the same thing over here. And again, we're just setting this in so that the right border and the bottom border are pretty evenly spaced. There we go. And then, like I mentioned, because the card is pretty much done, like I mentioned before, you top it off with a bow. So take your linen thread, double it up, tie a bow, add a glue dot, and that is what you're going to use as your little accent piece on this little potted succulent. But these don't have it, but that's okay because the one you get if you win it will. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you back here a little bit later. I'm coming back at 4 o'clock Central for another Facebook Live, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.